I think the biggest thing for me that I find people don't realize is how much we can and do with the individual with PWS specifically, whether that's talking with them on the phone, over Zoom, being that objective ear for them, while also giving some of that guidance and counseling back. So, appropriate social skills, modeling, that sort of thing. The other thing that I think that people may not necessarily realize we do is offer activities specifically for the individual with PWS. So we offered the BOSS program, which is brand new. We have the Adult Advisory Board. We're inviting individuals with PWS to attend events. We really, I think, highlighting the voice of the patient and that patient being the person with PWS is something that people don't realize that we can do and we want to do more of.
What I wish people knew about PWSA USA is that we support families from the time they get their diagnosis all the way through their child's life. We offer help with growth hormone, with finding physicians. We help finding adults activities. We do IEP help, we help with schools, we train residential homes. So what we do is literally from the time your child is born all the way through their entire life. We have something to offer to help.
We also offer parent mentoring. So people, if they parents are newly diagnosed, we peer them with other parents, and they could also be paired with someone that spoke their language. If their primary language in the family is not English, we have mentors, we have parent mentors that speak different languages as well, and we can connect them with each other and they can help them throughout the journey.
So I first came to PWSA as a parent, and so I've used the website a lot for resources to take to school for IEPs. I have gotten IEP support through a letter. And so I've known that the website is a great resource, a great collection of resources. But what I didn't know was just how expansive the support is, the trainings that are offered for residential cares, for schools, for providers, the advocacy work that is happening, and just the expansiveness of the support. And I think that is something that's really important for families to know. It's not something that I realized because I was so focused on my individual child. And so to come here and just see how broad the scope is of support is pretty amazing.
Something that I wish more people knew about PWSA USA is that we have a 24-hour support phone line. It is open 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, during holidays and when our office is even closed. Our knowledgeable and resourceful family support team members are the people that will be there on the other end of the line. They can help answer any questions that you have, offer any kind of guidance, connect you to trainings or therapies, or simply just be there to talk through anything that you may need to talk through.
I think for me, I just don't want people to go through this journey alone because it can be hard. And I just want our community to know that our staff is here for you, and we want to be here for you. And that's our goal, is just for you not to be on this journey alone.
I wish that people knew that PWSA USA isn't just an organization. We are a group of people, many of us personally affected, having loved ones with PWS. And we're an army of volunteers too. So every day, meeting people, whether it's through advocacy or fundraising or parent mentor opportunities or working on a committee, hundreds and hundreds of everyday people from all walks of life that all have this one thing in common, that they're part of our PWS community, and they assemble like the Avengers. they assemble to make a difference, by doing a whole assortment of different things for our PWS community.
I wish people knew how dedicated the staff we are, how dedicated we are to helping the families and seeing an impact in the disease.
I wish more people knew that we offer the levels of training that we offer, both for schools, residential providers, day programs, across the board to help serve those individuals with the syndrome.
I wish people knew more about the medical services and the medical help that we offer. When you call, you'll talk to myself, Lynn, if you have any medical questions, and also that we can provide peer-to-peer physician consultation services. So as we know, it's difficult to find Prader-Willi experts in our area, the people that our kids or our adults doctor with. So if you have questions and your provider might not know the answer or have any insight into PWS, I can help facilitate one of our experts to talk to your physician to help them gain further insight into Prader-Willi syndrome and also best practices and current treatments.
I wish people really understood how the work that we're doing now is going to shape what PWS looks like in the future. And when I look at it from a perspective of advocacy, and I get people saying, well, why do we have to do this, right? Why is it important to have PWS recognized as a developmental disability in each state in the country? You know, why is it important for us to go to DC and create a presence with, you know, policymakers? And why is it important for us to have this dialogue with industry? Why? The reason is because we have industry interested in us. We have 6 potential therapies to treat PWS in the pipeline, either in phase 2 or phase 3 trials. And we have more in preclinical and phase 1 trials coming up the pipe. There aren't many rare diseases that can say they even have one. So there's so much at stake right now with what we're doing. And it's not just about getting these drugs approved, right? The research is there. We have these drug companies. They're doing a great job. We have safe and effective therapies coming up the pike. We're working with the FDA. We're working with policymakers. We're doing all that. But I wish people understood that that's just the first part of this battle. The advocacy work that we're doing is going to set the stage for how we're going to get approved therapies into the hands of the people in our community. Getting them approved is just step one. You know, it takes some drugs 4 years before they can get to the population that needs it. And what we're doing by going state by state and having PWS recognized and engaging with policymakers and making sure they understand what PWS is and having PWS awareness days, raising money for advocacy, what we're doing by all of these little things is making sure that when the time comes that that first drug is approved, we are going to be in a position of power with the people who can ensure that each state is going to be able to cover this medication for their PWS population. And we won't have to go to them and say, hey, so there's this rare disease called Prader-Willi syndrome, and here is what it does, because they're already going to know. They're already going to know, they're already working on it, they're already recognizing it. So when we go back to them and we say, you know, thank you so much for all of the work that you did, and guess what? Now we have an approved therapy. They can say, great, let's make sure we can get it into the hands of the people in our state that need it. I wish that people understood how important that is, and I think they're finally starting to. But I really, from an advocacy perspective of what we do at PWSA, that's what I want people to understand, that it's bigger than just what it seems to be on the surface.